A little boy is in a theater watching a car chase scene. Little did he know it was shot entirely on a green screen. He watched it over and over and over.
It's the Mad Dog Screen Bash. We're here to trash movies with our friends. Today's guest, Elvis Sharp. He's entered the building. Ivan Pavlik, an actor that won't take "niet" for an answer and a good movie role. Now let's get ready to bash the screen with your host, Mad Dog Milko.
I'm going to give a shout out to C21, who gave us the chance to shoot in the studio. We also give a shout out to Oily Trash. You guys, Bradley, thanks. I know you didn't want to use their name, but I did anyways. And then we also have Gizzo.tv, and you go check them out. They got a good library of older flicks. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in my guests. I've got Ivan and Elvis. They were both in this movie called Jurassic Thunder. And come on in, guys. I'm glad you could stop by.
Milko, how we doing, buddy?
Good to see you. Thanks, Ivan, for coming by.
How are you doing?
And yeah, we're gonna kind of go through this. It's been a bit since we made this
been a
film.
minute.
Time's moved on.
What year did we film it?
2018. Yeah, 2018.
Yeah. The audience is now dead.
Yeah. There you go.
This movie has changed a little since you guys have seen it. I did a rework on it.
Awesome.
It's unfamiliar a little bit, but
That's good. I like watching a movie like I've never seen it before.
Giving us a good surprise.
every time I watch my movies, it seems different. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I brought some Twizzle sticks.
Oh,
Exactly,
God,
that's-
didn't do
yeah.
that.
Anybody want some
yeah.
Twizzle
I'll
sticks?
take it.
What the hell? Might as well. There you go.
Yeah.
And Cooper.
Yeah, it's funny. Everybody left the theater when we walked in.
Yeah.
So this is kind of crazy. We shot this in a park, and everybody was kind of like, what the heck are they doing? With all these guys dressed up like African, what do you call it, guerrilla warfare fighters. They were like standing there on, what's going on here?
Bystanders.
But they actually called the cops at one point, didn't they?
I think we had a sheriff
Yeah.
stop by.
Okay, well, yeah.
I said I was in high school making a movie.
In high school.
Yeah.
Did you believe it?
This is all new. These guys.
Yeah, that intro's nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Is that Brian? Was Brian standing in that?
Yeah, Brian. We didn't have a mannequin, so Brian tried to.
Because I thought I saw him tremoring just a teeny little bit there.
Here's
Nicole
Mia.
Goki
Yeah.
and Mia Paris. I believe her name
Yeah.
is Paris.
They were in one of your other movies, right? The first one?
They were in the first one, Jurassic Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That turned out
There you
good.
go.
That's not bad. Good. Actually, I like this intro. It worked out really well. I remember you put this together after we'd filmed it, right? This was filmed last?
Yeah, it was like an independent little project that we did. That's something that people don't understand. When you shoot in a store or anything with labels,
Yeah.
you had to cover all the labels.
Ah,
You can't have.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
it's like, my goodness, you know.
Yeah.
But
Wait, somebody is in this theater. I just heard something fall. Yeah. Well, there is.
hey, we're busy, can't you see?
Well, I love it when you can talk loud in a movie theater because, well,
It was snowing really heavy this day outside, so everybody came too. It was impressive how many people showed up for this shot.
yeah.
We put a little posting out, and everybody showed up. There were some people who were actual comic book artists,
Oh, okay.
and they were trying to figure out if there was actually a comic book called
For
Jurassic Thunder.
the show. Or
Yeah.
not just for the show, but in general.
Yeah,
Did you add blue in this?
I did.
Somehow, yeah, I'm noticing.
I
way
enhanced the color on
I
this.
see
and
way more blue.
I'm kind of re-premiering it because it always felt dead to me. We didn't do any color correction. We made the film and they just used the work print.
Really?
And yeah, and I'm like, are you guys nuts? So when we signed it over, it's like, okay, I guess we get the work print. They never got to hear the sound or anything like that at its fullest. So
Wow.
Well,
Michael Maras is a producer on almost every film.
He made that little.
I thought I saw him
dinosaur
earlier.
toy.
Wow.
How come he's not down here sitting with us?
He doesn't like to be on camera. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna get him in.
A little shy.
He's gonna have to be
Is
in.
he in Denver?
I know he was in Merwitches with me. He was one of the witches, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a swimmer.
Yeah.
Swimmer witch.
Yeah.
This guy was good. I think this whole thing worked out. You know, I think it was fun. It moved along. Everybody had their own. They kind of became. They directed their own lines.
Where'd you find him?
Kathy is the executive producer. Every film we do, she's the executive producer, and she goes out online and hunts everybody down.
Wow.
You need this. I tell her, and she goes and brings them in, and I'm amazed because even that beginning with all those war fighters, we had one day, and she found the people to do it in one day.
Casting directors have a big job. They can put that movie together well.
With a
One of my favorite things in this is the cartoons on the side. Did you see like the caricatures and yeah.
John Cotton.
I recognize that guy. He was my doctor.
He's an actual C-130 pilot. He's a good friend of Mike Morass, who works on set, on producing the films with me. And he's not an actor, but I think he pulled it off.
No, I love it.
Absolutely.
It was really good.
He fits the role.
Oh, he played a perfect dick in this film.
Yeah, and he's a real.
Oh, that wasn't him just
pilot.
playing?
No.
I thought that was him in general.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Maybe, I think. But he brought it out. I said, John, I want you to be a dick in this film. You got to be a jerk. And he did. He played it well.
And Rick? I like Rick.
Hack. He's like an old school. He's like from the 50s and 60s feel, like the old television shows. Just solid. He's a good performer.
I liked Rick, yeah.
There's a little bit. I could see him in a western. I think he's got that kind of feel.
Well, he played. He was in a movie called Chief Tendoid, and he played. I can't remember. He played a big figure head, like a.
It wasn't Lincoln. It was
No, he didn't play Lincoln.
Ulysses.
Not Ulysses. That skips my mind. But he played that. And that was a bigger role for him. He worked with a producer named Mike Spears. He did some bigger stuff. This is kind of cool. All these sets are movable.
Is that Kevin down there? Kevon.
That's Kevon.
Yeah.
The makeup artist gets.
He worked a lot with Heath, didn't he?
He does all the time.
They did their Bored as Hell.
Yeah.
That's a good stuff. I missed the boat on that one.
Which
I would
is
have
really
loved to have
weird
been a part of
because
that.
Heath is Christian, but he plays the devil.
Well, there might be some. Yeah, exactly. Is right.
But Heath is what I call Gary Oldman. He's a chameleon for everything.
I can see that.
He plays 3 parts in Jurassic Thunder, and people go, "Wait a second."
Do you know something really interesting?
Yeah.
Both Gary Oldman, Keith, and I have the same birthday.
Wow.
That
Three
could
of
mean
us.
something.
All
You
three
guys
of
are
us.
brothers.
Yeah. March 21st. I just remember that. And Gary Oldman is one of my.
I like Gary Oldman.
I
He's
think
a
my
good
brother
actor.
was Ed Wood, who people don't know who Ed Wood is. Probably the worst film.
See, this is an asshole. This guy, the third one.
You guys made a trio.
Yeah.
It's even the new poster. The face of the poster has the Russians because I've always.
But I like how they're Soviets
Where is she today?
but today period. They're like 1980s Soviets, but in contemporary time.
But it's like I pull from the old, right?
Yeah.
I just do that.
Any more twizzle sticks?
Man,
Look at
one
the
is-
hair on Billy Wayne.
yeah.
I got to tell you,
Yeah.
that's some good hair.
We were debating whether you'd have long hair through the whole movie, saying, let's not risk it. Let's, eventually.
That was day one of filming, wasn't it? We did that one very first.
Yeah.
Up on that hill, Jared and Ben.
We flew in a real C-130. for this.
Exactly. Yeah. That was expensive. Man, what this movie was 25 million.
Yeah, 25 million
Yeah.
minus all the million to
Yeah.
20.
Minus
grand.
24 999. There we go.
These sets just kept on shifting.
They were actually a lot of fun.
Michael brought this up the other day. He told everybody, do not bump the table because
It was styrofoam, wasn't it?
styrofoam. It would shift in.
With glued on
you could
edges?
breathe on it, it would move.
Yeah, I remember.
With the piping insulation around to say that's our way to finish off the set and make it look pretty.
Oh, that was fun. We did that in that haunted house, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this. I don't know. I just
You guys fit it really well, Ivan.
Yeah, yeah. In all honesty, actually, I hate watching myself, but actually, objectively, it's good.
I hate watching my movies.
Yeah, well, there's something to it. It's kind of annoying and there's something weird that I always see myself differently than the way I really am.
Yeah, he's eating
Yeah,
twizzle sticks. No,
Did we get any?
Twizzle stick.
Did we get any money from Twizzlers?
not yet.
Okay.
I'm waiting for
Cop
those
came to
sponsors.
see what we were doing, saying, "Hey, you guys have a permit, all that." All of a sudden, he's like eating a twizzle stick.
Yeah.
I'm like, "What, Elvis?"
That's it.
No,
That's
I'm
it.
just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah,
This is so funny.
yeah.
You brought. It was Jared really wanted to do that scrat line.
He
Over
did.
scrat.
Scrat.
Yep.
The cool thing is we have some military guys that work on it. Like Michael's got all his background and history,
Right.
and so does John Cotton. So in the movies, even though they're like B trash,
Yeah.
they're fun because it's almost like the lingo in it is
Right.
like authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
military
accurate.
talk.
It's
Yeah.
accurate, and that's good. Yeah.
When they were doing this, they dropped me 3 times, so it was really hard to choreograph
Or
that.
pull your shoulders out of your socks.
Yeah, that
and
too,
then-
and the hat kept falling off.
There we go.
This
And
is-
why are my cheeks like I look like I don't know
The
skeleton?
guy does a lot of dope. We hired a guy.
I look like He-Man versus He-Man and Skeletor.
Skeletor.
He had
a
thick
baby
Coke
together.
bottle glasses.
Yeah.
He thought they looked right, but they weren't.
Here's Aga.
So you said that when they audio dubbed this in a foreign language in
Right,
Russia.
exactly. Yeah, I've seen a Russian dubbed version of this, and they didn't dub me. They didn't
Really?
dub me, Aga, or Dmitry. Well, Dmitry is actually Russian, but Aga is Polish, I'm Croatian, and so Russian is not our language. Nevertheless, somehow it was believable enough that they didn't dub us.
Huh.
It's kind of weird.
That's wild.
Although my favorite version is the Thai one. I think it's Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah.
All
where,
the high-pitched
The
voices.
high-pitched
You got
voices, yeah.
Totally
yeah,
mismatched. This I love. I pulled this from Zombieland and I played off the Pink Twinkies. This is just funny to me. It's like, I've had people say those Russian guys were like a duo.
Yeah.
It was a good team.
It was.
a fun
This was a really fun one to film.
Yeah.
It was real fun.
And the set looks bigger than it really is, but it wasn't.
It was
It was
tight.
very small.
Hence,
Yeah.
be careful when you walk around the table.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Or when we started getting chased by dinosaurs.
Look at Rick, man. He plays it off so
Rick
straight.
is, man.
He's got that mannerism. He keeps it in line. So
No,
that guy
Rick
can-
truly is a general, man.
Yeah.
He's got that general vibe about him.
Look at
Like,
you
yeah,
guys.
man, this
Look
is,
at you guys.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there.
Yeah.
Going, I love the looks you gave at times when you were like irritated. You played
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just wondering. I mean, the hair is a little bit longer for the usual, I believe, Soviet military at the time, Navy.
We make it
well.
reasonable and safe, but that's how they did it back then.
Exactly.
We make them believe
Because
it.
how many people are actually alive that were born way back? Yeah. There we go.
Is this where we finally get to see Leon?
Yeah.
Leon, we're going to try to get him in studio
my
to
God.
talk to him. He's
Wow.
Sugar burger.
Burger.
Sugar burger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the visual effects started getting better and better every time we make a movie.
Right.
We're learning new things, so they're all fun and they move forward.
There's Leon.
Yeah.
And Paul, he came out of the blue and he
Yeah.
did a good job.
No, they were very convincing in the.
All green screen.
Yeah.
As you know, I love green screen.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hey, Yeah. And they did this like West African kind of like really
They did.
authentic accent.
What's the leadership that Leon kind of played the Scotland?
Oh yeah, the King of Scotland.
The
what's
King
his
of
name?
he
Yeah.
kind of portrayed
Was it,
him in
was
a.
it Fishburne or no? What's his
I
name?
can't remember
Yeah,
exactly.
I think he won an Oscar for that. Yeah, it's
It was I know who you're talking. He was in Platoon.
yeah. I can't remember the name. Yeah,
Escapes my memory.
but
Twizzle
yeah.
stick.
That's all a miniature.
I'll do-
Get
I'll do
rid
a
of
Twizzler.
that.
Watching
That's
Twizzlers.
bad
they're-
for the
they're-
ozone
they're-
layer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're glued together. Roche.
That's the problem for climate problem.
Yeah.
Well,
There. I'm just.
yeah, well, hey,
That, all these props. That's a shoebox size container. I know people think it's gigantic.
Full size.
No, it was real.
These
It was
are all
real.
miniatures.
Yeah.
So we actually don't use digital effects. We build the miniatures and then use those as virtual sets.
Yeah, I remember being in the background watching you guys film all of this.
You wouldn't guess, right? You can tell, but you wouldn't guess.
Uh-huh.
It just kind of plays itself. Here's the new version of the T-Rex. They changed.
Cigar falling out of his
I
mouth.
love the cigar falling out, man.
He's not even
Yeah,
looking at anything real. He's good. Just wish you'd
know
pick
what's
something not so
interesting?
expensive.
Aga is so kind of cold here. She feels like somebody you would really be afraid of. And she's totally not like that in real life.
No,
but here she's kind of like that.
She's a butterfly. She's
Yeah.
okay. She's
But
cute.
here she's got that,
Fun
vamp,
and-
the
yeah.
cold-blooded vamp.
She did. I love how she squinted her eyes and
Oh,
she
yeah.
watched this. Boom. Some
I
toy
just-
tanks.
Just wish you hadn't chosen something so
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. And the tanks were expensive. Little remote control tanks. I love this.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's Spencer, right?
That's Spencer, who is back in town. We'll probably have him in another movie.
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Exactly.
We're talking about one. So,
Oh,
so
cigarettes.
this
Yeah.
is the dynamic of Heath in a nutshell. That Gary Oldman philosophy.
Good old Trump, right?
He becomes everything. He in this was a commando, a president, and a TV reporter.
He did a great job. I remember watching him do this thing. God, how does he get that accent down so well? Props to Heath on this.
We redid his voice on this version because when I talked to Heath, he was wearing all this makeup, and he's like caught up in that, so he couldn't really imitate Trump that well. So we went a couple months back. He re-recorded his voice, and it's a lot better.
So you said he had three parts. He had Trump, the commando, and the news anchor, right?
Yep. Again, we didn't have restrooms. I always bring up restrooms when we make movies. I think here we did in this small environment, but mostly we always forget, hey, you got to have some form of release here for people. We never get that. For the guys, it's easy. I always say that, but some of the other people weren't too happy about that. It doesn't match exactly, but I figure it's a hologram, so there's a delay in the voice.
Yeah, that works perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it works
worked.
perfect. When he was wearing that makeup, it was like so thick on his face. Wasn't it like falling off of him when he was doing it?
We had a couple of resets. So we had to film the calm versions of him before he...
Got all
Yeah,
animated.
because then we knew that makeup was going to start falling apart. And that was like Kevon again. He's already working with silicone application, all this crazy stuff. I'm like, please don't even tell me. Because I do visual effects and I know what goes into it. And, Kevon did all the zombies makeup. I mean, it takes hours, right? It's not like just snapping
Oh,
your
yeah.
fingers and get this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There we are. The movable sets that can just be, it's like Lego bricks. You just move them around, make different rooms with them.
Where's Cotton now?
He is overseas. No, I think he's back in New Mexico, but
Okay.
for a while there, he took a job flying C-130s
Okay.
again overseas just this past year.
I remember didn't
Such a mean guy. Why are you so mean?
Didn't she eat some of the gum that he had in his mouth?
No.
I think there was a moment or something
we
weird
did
like
a
that.
split
Yeah.
edit.
Okay.
There's
maybe,
no
yeah.
way she would have done that.
Well, she's a good actress, I kind of dig your blonde hair here. Kind of
I was using Suave.
Like
It was
1980s
Suave.
Metal
Could've done the surfers.
band.
Yeah, Suave.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of hair gel do you use?
Yeah.
Interesting. I look back. It wasn't that long ago. I still had brown beard. Now it's almost all gray.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That happens. You know that happens, right?
Yeah, when John got in my face like that, it was hard for me to remember what my next line was because, like, oh my gosh, he's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, are we
Is
doing
it-
a scene?
Yeah.
Here? Or is this actual
What's
interrogation?
happening right now?
I think it's the real thing.
And then you had Jared and Ben over there, and they're
Yeah.
giggling under their masks.
Well,
So you can kind of see the issues with green screen here a little. but it played off so well, nobody really catches it.
And it's a B movie, so it's okay. Being a B movie, it works out. It's kind of like that.
Okay, so that's where you swapped it.
Yeah,
She didn't
I
actually
swapped
eat his gum.
Yes, exactly.
I do like it when they do that split animation like that. That's kind of fun.
We kept it because it's a comic book, and we didn't do it enough, I think, but we were limited. In
What is Kevin work? Kevin, is it Kevin or Kevin?
Kevon,
Kevon.
and I think he's splitting out of Colorado, man. I think
Okay.
he's going to work in. He's going to be working in Georgia.
There we go. Well, I mean,
I don't know
everything
who
is
that
in
is. I
Atlanta,
think
yeah.
it's a projection.
Somebody obviously back there knows.
This was make do, and we did it.
The sound
Like,
effects, where did you get those? Were they real B-roll or?
we have thousands of sound effects, and it just
That worked good.
You can mix them and do all this stuff. You know, it just you can recreate sounds with more sound. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
We added echoes because you'd be in a bigger environment. You guys haven't seen the rework on this. It's pretty good. Everything was
There is
redone.
an echo here. Yeah, the echo wasn't there originally. Yeah,
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be, but it looks like you're in a bunker, so it should be.
it's kind of like this movie theater. Echo.
Yep.
Yeah, we're all, you know.
Hello.
I look very hateful here, like I'm really angry.
Oh, you're gonna
Like,
beat him up.
Yeah,
We had
you
to
know, like,
separate you guys.
yeah, it was.
Well, I
kinda
thought
like,
Dimitri
The
really was going to
egos.
shoot me.
Man, the
the
battle of the
egos
egos, man. Oh yeah.
She's just a secretary, but she's dictating terms,
she's
isn't she?
Pretty much in
It
control.
looks like a
man.
foreign language anyways because
Yeah.
their lips didn't sink in well.
Yeah. Well.
The toy C-130s.
Didn't Jared do that with you?
He did,
He was
and I
very
said,
excited about
"Please
that.
Wasn't one of those an Austrian-made B-1 or like? I remember seeing an Austrian flag on one of those planes. One of the
Yeah,
cargo
the
planes.
decals.
Yeah,
I
it was-
said don't put those on, but they did.
Yeah,
anyway,
well,
so now
hey.
we have to explain that.
Well, hey.
Why do I do this stuff?
He loved this line. He was so excited for that. Did he ad-lib that, or was it actually part of the line?
You know what? The cool thing, when we make movies, we give it to the actors so that they can perform it.
That's great.
I had mentioned, like, I talked to
This is a
Bobby.
really
who's one of
cool.
the
This is a really
producers.
cool shot.
It's a fun shot. When I
Alright.
talk to Bobby about it, it's like we lend ourselves to the actors, so we don't try to pin them to do a scene a specific way. If they can do their own stuff.
Right.
I mean, the graphics and everything, they worked, right?
It did, because again, we filmed this in that small little Halloween haunted house.
Yes, we did film this in a haunted house. That's wild.
Yeah.
We did the first Jurassic Dead in a haunted house.
The same haunted house? Or?
Same one.
Yeah.
We just filmed in different rooms.
Right.
That one we actually used some of their settings and stay. This
I mean,
one,
what? They're open only from September through October. I mean, that's pretty much.
Well,
it,
they
right?
operate through the year.
Oh, they operate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do a
Oh,
lot of stuff.
yeah.
But, you know, they were always there giving us space to film. This was more of just a room.
Right.
What I'm amazed is it feels a lot bigger than what we had.
There we go.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was a good special effect.
Yeah, I stood on one of those containers when they dropped me out of a plane.